There it goes. Okay, so I won't go back too much.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg,
yes.
Can I jump in for just a second?
Yes.
I know there's quite a few people on the call, but can we just get introductions so we know at least who's in the room? And, you may have two institutions that may want to partner for an RFP. So at least they'll know who's here with them.
Okay.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So let me stop sharing.
Okay. Do you want me to call the names? I'm happy to do that.
Can you, please?
I can. I'm going to start with Amy Profont.
Good morning. I'm Amy Profont. I'm a curriculum and workforce strategist with the Tennessee Board of Regents Office of Academic Affairs.
Thank you. Arita Summers.
Good morning. Nurse Associate Vice Chancellor for Leadership Development, Tennessee Board of Regents.
Billy Scroggins. If I say that wrong, please correct me.
Billy Scroggins.
Right,
I am
okay.
a school certifying official for Lipscomb University in Nashville.
Perfect. Brenda Gill.
Hi, and I am a grants administrator at Belmont University.
Perfect. Dana Chadwick. We'll come back to you. Danielle Duke.
Hello, I'm Danielle Duke from Lipscomb University Office of Research and Grants, and with me is Robin Sakian.
Perfect. Ellen Z. I do not want to mess that up.
Just Ellen is always fine. I'm the director of the Office of Sponsored Programs at Belmont University.
Perfect. Thank you. Diane Frank.
Hi, I am Diane Frank, and I'm at Lipscomb University in Veteran Services. I'm the project coordinator.
I have a J Early 3. Doesn't show me a name.
Jason Early, Veteran Services Coordinator at UT Martin.
Perfect. Julie, I'll go ahead and have you introduce, even though you did it in chat.
I'm Julie Roberts. I'm the Chief Academic Officer here at THEC, and really excited you all joined us today. And Tracy, you didn't introduce yourself.
I know I was going to go last.
Okay.
Kendra Heyer.
I'm Kendra Heyer, and I'm the Student Affairs Coordinator at TCAT Hartsville.
Perfect. We also have Ken here from THEC.
It's Ken Hansen, Senior Director of Veterans Education and State Approving Agency.
All right, Kim Powell.
Hi, I'm Kim Powell. I'm from Belmont University. I'm the Assistant Director for Interdisciplinary Studies and Global Education, which Veterans is part of that.
All right, next is my friend Jasmine Linares.
And Greg, Jasmine Linares, Austin Peay State University, Assistant Vice President for Military and Veteran Affairs Division.
Thank you. And have Robert Lynn.
Hi, Robert Lynn. I go by my middle name, Sam. I'm the Director of Veteran Services at Lipscomb University.
Perfect. Pat Bivens. Bivens.
No problem. Pat Bivens, Carson Newman University, Director of Military and Veteran Services.
Did we ever find Dana Chadwick?
Hi, I'm Dana Chadwick. I'm the Office Supervisor at Austin Peay State University, Military and Veterans Affairs.
Perfect. Well, my name is Tracy Comer, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Senior Director of Articulation and Transfer with the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. And so hopefully you all heard some names or institutions that you may want to partner with if you're deciding to submit an RFP for the conference. But with that, Greg, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Excuse me, Tracy.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
My name's Suzanne Gibson. I'm with Southwest Tennessee Community College, and I'm the Director of Grants Management and Development. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else I missed? Sorry about that.
Good morning. Me, Ms. Tracy. My name is Corey Stewart. I'm also with Southwest Tennessee Community College, a Veteran Affairs Coordinator.
Okay, perfect. And then I think I saw Frida next.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm Frida Pillow. I am, as of last week, May 1st, started in the role of Career Veteran and Transfer Center Coordinator. Been with higher ed since 2010, but new to this role.
Well, welcome and congrats. I think we have Tristan Gomez.
Yes, Tristan Gomez with Volunteer State Community College, VA Coordinator in the Office of Adult Learners and Veterans Affairs.
Perfect. All right. I think that's everyone.
We got one more here too. Sarah Gibson with Belmont University, and I'm part of the Veteran Success Team. And Jennifer Kiev is here as well, and she's part of our Veteran Success Team here at Belmont.
Thank you for that.
One last one. Sorry.
How did I miss you all?
We're hiding, I think. I don't know. Mandy Roberts, Director of the Veteran and Military Student Success Center at Northeast State Community College.
Gotcha.
And Patrick
Okay.
Willis, Veteran Service Coordinator with Lane College.
My hometown. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Greg. Third time's a charm. Let's do it.
Well, I'm glad that we got that taken care of. And thank you so much for doing that, because I have 3 screens and the list of people on this call is not one of those screens. This is very much chaotic right now, but I love it. I love that we have this network of so many people showing up. I'll just reiterate some of the things because we have new people and because we have now restarted the recording so that this is in the record. So the dates up front, June 3rd. If you missed it, June 3rd is when the proposals are due. You will find, will a list of participants and institutions be sent out to us? Yes, I can probably do that. I have a running list of who all are the points of contact for VETS campuses, so I can definitely do that. Let me share my screen again so that you can all see what I'm looking at. So we'll go back. This is our page for everything that's VETS Campus Veteran Reconnect. We try to make it really easy on everybody. So it's tn.gov/THEC/veteran. Save that as a bookmark or a favorite so that you can always get there. But once you're at that veterans education page, you can go to Veteran Reconnect Grant to have all the information. You'll have this button right here. We'll provide the RFP for you if you haven't found it yet. Under the important dates is, we are in this webinar today, but this is going to be the link that you submit your proposal. If for some reason that doesn't work on June 3rd, just reach out to me by email and I'll figure out how to, I'll know that you're having problems with it and I'll know that I should be expecting something in that link. And then once we're done, thankfully I had the reminder to record this. This recording will be posted at this webinar information link once we're done here. So I'll go ahead and open up the RFP for us. Scroll down a little bit. So this conference is focused on 10 years of the VETS Act. The VETS Act was signed into law by Governor Haslam in April 2014, a decade ago. The basis of the VETS Act was to ensure Tennessee provided student veterans and military families with in-state tuition and to become a supportive environment for these groups. It's gone through some changes over the years to include adding in a prior learning credit initiative and the new VETS Bravo designation, which I will host a separate webinar shortly as well. This conference is meant to discuss and celebrate all that's happened in this past 10 years. The intended audience for this conference is for campus leadership, faculty, staff, and military connected students who are leading or interested in leading a student organization. The grant itself is up to $100,000 to host a 2-day conference, and your proposals must include a detailed description of your proposed itinerary of events and sessions, all the personnel involved, the event planning, all the logistics, marketing, a proposed budget, and a final conference evaluation, and how you plan to show us what went right and what went wrong. THEC, myself and others here, will help facilitate the securing of speakers if that's necessary. And we would really appreciate it if the final itinerary and marketing materials, they have to be approved by us before you move forward. The period for this grant will start sometime in early August and will end June 2025. Please do not negotiate or create any contracts with outside agencies until the final grant is awarded and we are under contract. You can't see this, but this is in bold. This is all caps. My legal department really wants you to know. Do not start creating contracts until you've been announced as the winner and there is a contract in place. We encourage collaboration. One of the things that Tracy was really helpful in doing is getting you guys to know who all is on this call. We encourage collaboration. If you and a fellow campus want to host this conference together, that works for us. Only one campus will be designated as the fiscal agent that interacts with us for the billing and invoices and stuff. And that campus must be a VETS campus. The partnering institutions do not have to be a VETS campus, but just to consolidate some of the logistics of it all. The lead campus has to be a VETS campus, the fiscal agent, but you can partner with any campus around you. Before, and I want to scroll down to this section of the conference requirements and recommendations. So I did get a question, and it said, upon discussion of the half-day session for school certifying officials with our senior school certifying official, the requirement seems to be, well, the notion of why is there this Veterans Education School Certifying Official annual training session and a military connected student session? And when I say half-day sessions, what does that mean? Is that 3 hours? Is that 4 hours? And I would say that our idea is that those would be the last few sessions of the whole conference. We want the conference to be very much something that you plan, that you come up and generate these ideas, that you get other campuses from around Tennessee, or from around the state, from the United States, to bring in ideas for this conference, and you can fill up a whole day and a half, and then the second half of that last day is when we would bring in either Ken's team or hopefully the VA to come in and provide that annual training for those campuses that don't have access to that or want to interact with the VA, want to ask those questions. And so it shouldn't really, that's kind of why I think in there it says that'll be a response, that'll be a responsibility that we'll help you with. There was another question about like will other states attend? Somebody asked. There was a question, if other states, if the VA is to come, that we have to have multiple states there. We do have other states that border us. I'll name out Kentucky as one, who are interested in attending this conference. Now, how we will have to do that is we are opening up attendance to other states, but food, travel, lodging, we can't spend money on those states coming in. And so, well, food we can. It's like a, you know, if you're providing lunch and breakfast, we'll allow the other states to also eat with us. But plan the conference according to thinking that, you know, it's Tennessee schools, but we're just allowing other states to send representatives to attend the conference. Another one was like, you know, we would like to hear more clarification on what THEC plans to provide in the half-day military connected student session, so that we don't duplicate our efforts. That's a good point. But as far as the student sections, the session is meant to go. It's meant to go on while the VA training is going on. So the SDOs will be in one room, the students will be in another. I have brought SVA speakers to Tennessee before, and they're very good at knowing their audience. So they could do a presentation for the whole group, and they could also do an in-depth tabletop training for the students. So just a reminder that this proposed itinerary doesn't have to be the final itinerary. There's a lot of flexibility and change built in. And we just ask that you work with us to figure out what's that healthy balance. But this is very much a, you know, students are welcome to the conference, but we also wanted to get them in a room together so that they could talk amongst each other, they could network, they could plan, they can have that time together. And then the last question I had was, what is THEC's expectations in terms of total attendance numbers? Could we be provided with the attendance breakdowns among 4-year, 2-year, and other types of conferences, other types of institutions for previous conferences? In terms of attendance, I don't have those numbers, but I do interact with about 90 different public and private nonprofit institutions. So we always encourage about 3 representatives from each. We've not had 270 attendees, but my hopes is that you kind of shoot for no less than 100, especially with other states invited. These conferences are you know, the minimum attendance we really want is 100 people in the same room. And, you know, I can't, you know, off the top of my head, I know that we usually get about 50 institutions represented, even if it's just one representative from each institution. So it's one of those things where we really want you guys to think outside the box about what that marketing looks like to get all the institutions into the same room. So I'm going to pause there for any questions.
I'll go to the barbershop.
You can open the door. I didn't want to disturb you.
Does anybody have any questions? Let me go through here.
No questions, Greg. I did put the link directly to the RFP out there. One other change we want to highlight is I think the RFP in the past has indicated it has to be a fall conference. This time it can be fall or spring. So if you were an institution and you were not able to host in the fall, you will have the opportunity to host in the spring if that works better for your campus. And also regarding the state, if you do invite anyone out of state, as Greg mentioned, the food and all of that would not be able to come out of the grant. And Greg, stop me at any time if I go off course. But you can charge those out-of-state students if you need to cover those meals. If you're trying to get more individuals involved. Is that true, Greg?
I would say when I mean meals, I mean like meals and incidentals.
Okay.
So like when in this
Per diem.
you can have people submit to get reimbursements for their miles and their lodging and
Okay.
generally meals and incidentals. We won't do that for the out of state
Gotcha.
people. But however, the breakfast and the lunch that you host at the conference
Can be included.
they can be included.
Thank you for correcting it. I wanted to make sure we covered that. Thank you.
We are not that mean. Everything in the RFP is really, hopefully, it's self-explanatory, but I really wanted to focus on this last part. This section, the proposal format, really follow this. This is your, what do they call it, meat and potatoes. This is going to go step by step of the kind of things that you need to include in your proposal to let us know, what are the personnel that are involved in planning this, what kind of planning are you thinking about doing, really get down to the logistics. And I know that I saw a few people on here who are more than just school certifying officials. I saw grant writers, I saw event planners, really lean heavy on the what am I trying to say? Really lean heavy on the system of your institution. They have conference planning people, they have grant writers. Reach out to them. I know TBR is on this call as well. They've been interested in partnering with community colleges and TCATs to think outside the box of how to do this. So don't think that's why we also encourage this collaboration. Don't think of this as something as just you has to do it. This is very much a team effort. We just need to know where we're going to host this. And then the budget and budget narrative are two things that people get hung up on. This is what the budget looks like, line by line. And then we have this budget, a more in depth of how you got to those for salary and benefits, how you got to that line item, and break it down. We also have what's all included in all of that in each line. But that's the budget part. We also want to just be clear about what you're budgeting. So prior to the budget section, that's where the budget narrative, and you just kind of explain all of the expenses and all the reasons. It's generally one paragraph per line item, if that's needed. And then the last thing that I really had is, you have a rubric to show you kind of like what to shoot for, of like logistics. If you don't address the logistics, then you get 0 points. If you provide the comprehensive and realistic initial list of items and services described, and you go in detail of what technology is going to be used at the events, how you plan the lodging, travel, and meals. If you go in depth, you're going to get that 4 points, right? And then there is attached words. There is an attached contract. This is just a template. This is just to give you an idea of what that grant contract is going to look like. So this is by no means binding. This is just to give you a preview of what you're going to see if you become the winner of this grant contract. So I was hoping that doesn't scare off anybody. They're like, oh, there's a contract that I got to sign. No. This is just a preview for once you've been awarded the grant, then we'll go through that heavy lift. That is about a 2-month process where we have to go through it and negotiate. We got to get all these signatures. We got to get signatures from your institutions. That's why I said that the likelihood, once you turn it in June, we'll try to do a quick turnaround of evaluating these and selecting who's the winner. But the anticipated start date of the grant is probably not going to be until like August 1st. So. Any questions? Diane?
Wrong thing. Hey, I was just sitting here mulling over a little bit more about the half-day sessions, and the grant says that you guys will organize it, but after what you're saying, it sounds like it's a little more fluid than that you'll help us with what we want to put within that session, especially the military connected student session. I realize that the veterans education, the school certifier would be a standard or whatever, but is that what I'm understanding? Is it's a little bit more fluid than you guys just saying this is what we're going to bring into that half-day session?
Correct. Yeah, this is you know, if you didn't want to plan it, then I would step in and say like this is what we want to do. But if you had ideas that you wanted to plan, I wouldn't step on your toes.
Okay.
I would probably suggest, hey, maybe we're missing this session. Can you include this? But it is very much a partnership between the winning institution and THEC, trying to figure out what this conference looks like.
Okay, thank you.
Now the VA training, I do not dictate the VA training. That is,
yeah,
that is on them. And I know that some people said that, well, what if we already received this? Sometimes it's good to get in front of the VA and ask them questions. So I don't know how optional that's going to be necessarily. Of like if you already have the training, then you can go explore whatever town you're in. But for some people, this is a really good opportunity to both knock out that annual training and be able to ask the VA training.
Thank you.
Ken, I don't know if you wanna talk about that VA training, what that looks like.
Yes, if other states are invited, we can assist, try to get the national training team from VA to come down to the conference, and that would be part of that half day, help out on that part, and they can figure out how much they want to train SEOs. But from what we've been told before, if it's not at least a couple states together, they're not going to, they usually won't come down to the conference. So we can help on that part of it.
I realize that sometimes copying and pasting links from PDFs is sometimes complicated. So I will, when I send out reminders, just to let you know that, hey, 2 weeks away from proposal submission date, 1 week away from proposal submission date, I will make sure that I include the link in there so that there's no, that's not a barrier for you guys.
Greg, you also have a question in the chat from Frida.
Will attendees have a conference fee to participate? If so, will the funds go to the host institution? No, there's not a conference fee for Tennessee institutions. I wouldn't recommend doing a conference fee for the outside institutions either, but this is very much part of this grant is for reimbursements for the staff and faculty and students to be able to get lodging and get their mileage reimbursed. So yeah, this is the grant is what is going to pay for the fees essentially. Now, I do recommend doing like RSVP and stuff so that you can budget, you know, how many seats to have, how many donuts and coffee to provide. But yeah, it's not a you know, everybody hoard onto this one institution. But it is a free conference. It will be. Any other questions? If not, feel free to reach out to me by email if you think of other questions in the future. I will make sure that if I do get a question, that I send it out to everybody who's on this call, so that everybody has the answer, the question and the answer, just to kind of make it fair for everybody. And then this webinar will be posted at that link on the Veteran Reconnect page, which I'll also send out just kind of a reminder so that you can get there. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. I'll go ahead and stop this recording and we'll stay on a little bit longer.
Hi, Greg. My name is Suzanne Gibson from Southwest Tennessee Community College. I just want to double check